What's up, everyone? It is your girl, Jail Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we got another battle of the. So, I told y'all in the Christmas Eve palette video from Oden's Eye that I thought it looked really similar to the Nomad Cosmetics Whistler Snow Lodge. And mind you, on Black Friday, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be 50% off. So November, I think it's November the 25th, this is supposed to be 50% off. So go ahead and make sure to check it out. Let me open both these palettes so you can see what they look like. But if you've seen my video on the Christmas Eve palette, then you saw what this looked like as well in there. Anyway, here's what the Oden's Eye one looks like on the inside. I think it's stunning. I think it's a cool, really nice looking grungy palette. And to me, this is definitely not a traditional Christmas palette. But you know, it's cool. But in all fairness, it's called Christmas Eve. So I mean, I guess that doesn't really count. But according to Jessica, what is it? In Sweden, Christmas Eve is actually when they celebrate Christmas, and they celebrate Christmas here in America. But since they're a brand that transitioned to America, it makes sense that they would have, you know, a Christmas Eve palette for the group of people where they live, and then a Merry Christmas palette for the people in America that they're trying to market to. So I thought that was smart on their part. I thought it was really nice of them to do so. Plus, you know, it makes them more money, so I'm sure they were all about that. So here is the Whistler Live. As you can see, it looks really similar, because if I cover up this part, you see all the same tones you just saw in the other palette. Mine is like the more purple-ish tones, but you see you have the mint greens, then you have the blues and light blues, you even have the gold, then you have the deeper shades in the back. So it's like you have a lot of the same tones in this palette that you have in that one. And since this one's going to be 50% off and they're doing pre-orders on the other Christmas one, you might want to look into this one, which is another reason why I did the video. Now, I didn't know this was going to be 50% off when I did that video, but since I swore I filmed the intro and then I end up losing the footage for it, me refilming it, I'm glad I did, because now I can tell you all about the deal, and I can put it up around the time that the deal comes. And if you watch the video, then you'll know about the deal. So without further ado, let me zoom you on real quick and cute like. I'm gonna go off camera and put the if I remember correctly, I put the Oden's Eye on first, and then I'm going to do the Nomad on camera with you all, since this one is a little bit older and I wanted to get it used on camera with you, because you've already seen what these colors look like. You've seen what these look like too. It was just a while ago. So I'll be right back, girl, and then we'll have and I done. If you're curious what's on my lips, this is Cowgirl from Gwen Stefani's new liquid lip collection. I want to do a lip swatch of it, but I'm not gonna have time today because it's snowing out here in Chicago and ain't nobody playing, girl. So I have to do that another time, or I might just do it at home in my room. Anyway, we'll be right back for these eyes, okay, girl? Okay. I swear, y'all, it never fails. Whenever I go to use this palette from Oden's Eye, like, the sun always wants to come in and peer in and do that weird thing across my face. I don't know what it is. I guess the sun doesn't like this palette. I don't know. Anyway, so here are the shades I picked to use from the Nomad palette. It's the Oden's Eye palette. So we did Oden's Eye, Nomad, Oden's Eye, Nomad, Oden's Eye, Nomad, Oden's Eye, Nomad, Oden's Eye. And then the Nomad Gold is right here. So let's get to it. I'm gonna start off with this green shade right here. Then we're gonna put this shade underneath the green shade. Can you focus, please? In the corner. This is gonna go in the outer V. This shade goes on the lid, and this shade goes in the crease as well. So I got two crease shades because I want to do like a green to blue transition. So let me start off with the blue. Called Nightfall. Some of these shades I used in the other video that I did on this palette, but I was just like, you know, but I feel like using, so I was like, we can use what I feel like using. The funny thing about this one, I feel like the colors in this one are deeper than the colors in Nomad one. So, like, for example, it looks really ashy on this eyebrow right here, but as you can see, the color is quite deep and pigmented on this side. So I'm like, interesting. Then I feel like the green in here is gonna be ashy compared to the mint green I used in the Nomad palette. So I'm like, it's just interesting to see how stuff looks once I put it on versus how it looks in my mind, or how it looks when it gets swatched. I love to see how it finally looks on the eyes. So taking the green shade now, and see what I'm saying? Like, this is much deeper than the mint shade. So both the shades in the Oden Eye palette are already deeper than the Nomad palette. Which is interesting to me. So, as you can see, much deeper. I'm not complaining though. It just gives you interesting look with each eye depending on which palette you use. Sometimes I like having the two different weird eyes, and sometimes I like it because like some of them be so close till it's like you can't tell it's two different palettes. And that's when I'll be like, whoa. And I'll be trying to reevaluate life, like, do I really need both? But because it's me and I make videos, I'll be like, yeah, I do really need both. Because some of them, the quality are different than others and things like that. I'm sorry if you can hear people putting in their trash cans and whatnot. I believe it was trash day today. I don't know, since I don't live out here. I'm not 100% when their trash day is. Sometimes I think it's on Friday, but then sometimes the trash people come on Saturday, and then I'll be confused, like, what's going on. Now we're taking the shade Night Sky, the dark greenish blue. I felt like it was closer to that forest green shade than it was to like a blue. But putting it on the eye now, I feel like it looks differently. So now I'm like, I don't know. Again, I'm sorry about all the noise. I don't control that, so no. Just gotta work with what we got. My eye itches, but it's like I'm trying to put these shades on right now, so obviously I don't wanna. Also, apparently the trash people came late today, cause it sounds like they're picking up trash cans now. I don't know. But I don't know what's going on. There was a tow truck out there earlier when I went to go take pictures of something else. When I was doing the last battle of this, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. But it sounded like it's a trash can this time. And I didn't put ours out because, again, I didn't know if they already came, because usually they come at like 12 o'clock and it's like 3 o'clock now, so I wasn't expecting the trash people here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The foolishness that goes on around here, child, I don't know. Like, can y'all just have a set schedule and come get your trash and actually do it then? I don't know. Apparently not. I don't know. I'm hoping that's just the tow truck and I didn't miss the trash people when they come tomorrow. I genuinely have no idea though. Like, absolutely no idea. Just bring some of the blue back after we, put that bluish green in the outer V. Now we're gonna get the glitter glue and cut the crease so that way we can go ahead and put the shade Blue Ice, the shimmery one, on the lid. Now the two lid shades are the ones that are the most unique and different, because it's like I was gonna use the shifting one that looked like this shade that's on my lid from the Nomad palette in the pan, but they swatched completely different. Like, it had all these different shifts to it. I kind of still think about doing that though, just because I'm like, I feel like at least it'll give some dimension and difference to this look, because it's just a straight icy blue, as you can see here. Let me swatch the shade I was talking about. It's called Gorgeous, so you can see like it alongside the other one and see what I was talking about. You see it has all these different shifts. Sorry, can you see it now? It has all these different shifts to it. It's right here, and it shifts a whole bunch of different shades and colors. Whereas this is just a pink. So I think we might still do that one, just because I'm like, I want for it's like the dimension to be seen as opposed to just this one dimensional shade that I've been using, which is the blue. So y'all know me. I decided to the last minute we're gonna change the color again. So we're gonna use the shade Gorgeous on this side now. And see how it goes. It kind of reminds me of the shade from the Fancy Faces palette called Fancy, but now I feel like I should swatch them side by side and see. I actually have that palette here because I was filming another underrated versus overrated like video, so I might actually go pull it out and we compare it. I made no promises though, because it's already all packed up and I've got to take a lot of the stuff home tonight, so that way I don't have to worry about doing another time. But yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, the colors aren't looking the same at all. But neither one of them are going to look exactly the same, because they're not exactly the same when it comes to the shift. So let me just go back in with the deeper tone real quick and try to airbrush and blend it in a little bit better with the shimmer I just added to the lid on this side. I'm going to drag a little bit more back just a tad bit to give it an easier airbrush effect. So let me lightly stamp it in and kind of, yeah, so that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go back in with the blue a little bit just to, like, bring a little bit more vibrancy back, because I feel like the green looks fine in the same. And then we'll go into our inner corner shade, and then we'll talk about who I feel like won this battle and why. So let's go into the gold shade now, or filting time. And it's more of a coppery, like deeper gold than like the yellow gold that's in the Nomad palette, but they're both cute little gold moments, Let me zoom you on back, and then we can talk about my thoughts on both of these palettes. So, as usual, I like each palette for different reasons. As far as this battle goes, I actually like the Nomad palette more with the eye look than I like the Oden's eye palette. I think I just like the fact that it had more pastel shades for me to put on the crease, and then like this dual chrome shade. I really like the way this look turned out, and I didn't expect to, and I'm just not feeling the look on the Oden's eye side as much. I think it's because like the green is so much deeper than the green here. I really like the mint green in the Nomad palette. So I wasn't crazy about this shade, and then the deepness of the bronziness of this shade I wasn't that crazy about. I love the whole blue purple phenomenon going on in here. It is just more of the neutral shades I paired with it. I feel like, or the colorful shades I paired with it, I feel like look better on the Nomad eye than they do on the Oden's eye. So that's why I'm gonna say that Nomad won, but it's not to say the Oden's eye quality isn't exceptional. We all know it is, so that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I feel like I like the Oden's eye, I mean the Nomad one, just a tad bit more when it comes to this eye look in this battle. So those are my thoughts on the palettes. You can comment down below and tell me what you think, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are dimes, and I'll catch you guys in the next. You blessed, girl. Bye.